Good morning, class. We're going to do a read aloud like usual, but we will be thinking out loud too. I know we've never done that before, but you will see this morning how that goes. And we're going to use the book, ECE Loves Science. Repeat after me. ECE loves science. Yes, ECE loves science. And we're going to use a strategy. A strategy is like a helper. And the way I'm going to help you learn about what this book is talking about is use a text to world connection. Say it with me, text to world connection. That is like the words on the page connecting to your word. How do they match? How do you see the same thing in your life as you see it in the book? Very interesting. Again, ECE loves science. Let's get started with our Think Aloud. Look at all of the science symbols here. And this is the title page, ECE Loves Science, by Kimberly Durden and Shelley R. Jonas, and the illustrations are by Vashti Harrison. When we read, students, we go from left to right. Motion your finger with me from left to right. And we turn the page slowly, because if we turn too fast, guess what? We might rip up this beautiful book. And it's a library book, then I have to pay for the book. So we take our time turning the pages. But let's get started. ECE loved to ask questions. Her mother said her first word was why. Her father said it was how. But her favorite question was, what if? Turning slowly. You would make a great scientist, ECE, said her teacher, Miss Curie, because science is all about asking questions. Do fish ever get thirsty? ECE wanted to know. They do, said Miss Curie. Do hummingbirds really hum? The sound comes from their wings, said Miss Curie. What if we jumped at I had to move the sticky note, class. If something is in the way, we can just move it and keep on going. And now start over. What if we all jumped at the same time? Would the earth move? Good question, said Miss Curie. I think we should investigate. Miss Curie told ECE and her friends about famous scientists from history, such as Caroline Herschel, Thomas Edison, George Washington Carver, and Jane Goodall. She also introduced them to many different sciences. Geology is the study of the earth. Biology is the study of living things. Entomology is the study of insects. Let's stop right here and let's think about what we have heard so far. My question is, who is ECE and what does she like? Yes, she likes science. How does science connect with your life? You said it doesn't, but it does. Did ECE want to find out something? What was her favorite question? Yes, it was what if. Do you want to know how things work? Do you want to know why the sky is blue? Would you like to know how video games work? Yes, you would. So you and ECE have something in common. Science. You have some questions, and Cece has questions too. Say geology. Geology is about the earth. What questions do you have about the earth? You're a scientist like Cece. You love science like Cece. Say biology. Biology is the study of living things. So, what are some living things? Yes, 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 and your pet is. Now, Cece has that in common too. She has a pet, and we're going to find out what it is she would like to know. And say this big word, entomology. It is the study of insects. You know, bugs. Yes. So, science is all about what? How can you show that you love? Yes, by asking questions. Cece asks questions, and you ask questions too. Why does it look like the moon is following me? That's science. How is that building so high it looks like it's in the clouds? That's science. Yeah. So CC asking questions, you are asking questions. So that's how we are connecting the words in this book to your life. And it's called a text to world connection. Say text to world connection. Yes, you can put your fingers together and show a connection. Let's turn the page, and we turn it slowly so we will not rip the pages. One day, Miss Curie told everyone to pair up. For our next project, I'd like you to pick a science. Let's move it. A science you are curious about, and come up with a question to investigate, she said. Cece and her best friend Isaac were a team. They both love zoology, which is the study of animals. Now they just needed to think of an interesting question. First, they brainstorm. A bunch of ideas. Science is all about possibilities. Is a bear ticklish? Cece asks. Do we really want to find out? Said Isaac. Do pigs know when they are smelly? Cece asks. Only a pig can answer that, Isaac said. Keep thinking, said Miss Curie. A scientist thinks outside the box and never ever gives up. Slowly turn. That night at dinner, Cece was explaining the project to her parents when her dog Einstein jumped up and started eating the food right off her plate. Einstein, down, down, said Cece's mother. Cece giggled. Her plate was licked clean except for the broccoli. Look what Einstein did, she said. I guess neither of you like your veggies, her dad said, laughing. This observation gave Cece a great idea. Einstein could be their science project. Cece called Isaac. I've got it. Let's find out if dogs eat vegetables. Cool, said Isaac. Cece couldn't wait to get started. The next day, after school, Cece and Isaac headed straight to Cece's lab to work on their project. Look at that cool lab. Yeah, it is. It's a treehouse. It is. Great observation. What's going on? What do we do first? Let's observe the subject, Cece said. Observation, doggy treats. Guarantee 100% participation, said Cece. Excellent data, said Isaac. Isaac and Cece watch Einstein eat. They watch Einstein drink. They even watch Einstein sleep. Sometimes science was all about waiting and waiting and waiting. for something really cool to happen. Let's stop. I'm going to go back. Sorry, class. So, let's backtrack, let's pause, and let's think out loud. What's going on this page? Yes. Yes, you see the dog? Yes, I'm glad you asked. Why does she have on that white coat? Because scientists wear white coats. And Cece is acting like a scientist right now because she's asking questions and she's trying to find the answers. Say E. Yes, E is for experiment. Yes, this whole page, they're doing an experiment. So how could you find out what Cece is trying to find out? Yes, you would have to do what she's doing. And let me ask you, what is she trying to find out? She's trying to find out if doggies eat vegetables. Who has a dog in here? I see 7 of you have a dog. Does the dog ask for food? How do you know they ask for food? Because they can't talk. They come to the table and they just sit and look at you, right? Yes, yes. So guess what? You just made another text to world connection, which is how the words on the page connect with your world and in your life. CC dog asks for food, your dog asks for food. But I want to ask you something. Do your dogs like vegetables? You don't know, right? But how would you find out? Like Cece, they're starting to experiment. And they're guessing and they're thinking and they're writing down their ideas to find out, how can we find out if our doggy likes vegetables? This is the work of a scientist, a scientist. Yes. Yes, and it is biology because it is the study of a living thing. Let's slowly turn the page. From our observations, we know Einstein loves to eat kibble and doggy treats. Your dog too, huh? Said Cece. Now we need to investigate our question, said Isaac. Do dogs eat vegetables? I already know Einstein doesn't like broccoli, said Cece. I don't either. Let's test some different veggies, said Isaac. It's experiment time, said Cece. Finally. Let's turn slowly. Cece and Isaac tried carrots, beans, and cucumbers. Einstein turned up his nose at each one. What if we disguise the vegetables with bacon and ketchup? Asked Isaac. This time, Einstein was interested. He ate the bacon and licked the ketchup off the vegetables. That means he likes bacon and ketchup, said Cece. What if we just mix up the vegetables with his kibble? Asked Isaac. I bet he won't even know the difference, said Cece. Einstein ate all his kibble but left the vegetables in the bottom of his bowl. Einstein might not eat vegetables, but he sure is smart, said Cece. Let's turn. Cece gave Einstein a treat and rubbed his ears. Good boy, she said. She looked at Isaac and shrugged. Now what? We're supposed to interpret our data, said Isaac. Einstein definitely loves to eat, said Cece. He sure doesn't like broccoli, said Isaac. He doesn't like any vegetables, added Cece. Not even if we cover them in bacon and ketchup, said Isaac. I guess Einstein is a picky eater. Your dog too? Yes, said Cece. I'm going to go back, class. Let's stop. You ready? Let's stop and let's think out loud. Say, think aloud. So, let me ask you some questions to help you think. What have they learned about the doggy? Yes, that he doesn't like vegetables, but what about if they mix the vegetables up with other food? Right, they did eat the other food, but not the vegetables. Do you think your dog would do the same thing? You're not sure? It's only one way for you to find out. Now, I'm not saying go home and try it. You gotta ask mommy and daddy. But it's only one way to find out. And you have to think like a scientist, like ECE. That night at dinner, ECE was so disappointed she didn't even finish her dessert. Maybe I'm not a real scientist after all, she said. Our project was boring. I thought you asked a great question, her dad said. Einstein put his paws on the table and sniffed. ECE's banana split. Einstein, ECE giggled. Naughty puppy. Her mother laughed and pulled Einstein away. He may not eat veggies, she said, but he sure likes bananas. That's when ECE remembered something Miss Curie always said. Scientists think outside the box. What if we create a secret recipe using bananas? She asked. ECE and Isaac rushed home after school and mixed together carrots, beans, cucumbers, and bananas in a blender. Are those still veggies? Isaac asked. Yup, said ECE. They're just in a different form. Gross, Isaac said, wrinkling his nose. ECE poured the mixture into Einstein's bowl. How about a special smoothie, she asked, patting his head. At first, Einstein looked confused. And he walked around that bowl. That's funny, huh? He sniffed the bowl. Then he got down on his belly and wagged his tail. And then he slurped down the entire thing. He loves it. Look, said Isaac. It's science. Not all results are totally predictable. Einstein does eat vegetables. When we mix them with bananas, ECE said. Let's stop. Let's stop. I see you're so excited. Did ECE learn something? Yes, she did. What did ECE learn? ECE learned, yes, that her doggy only likes vegetables if you put some bananas on it. But it has to be like a smoothie. How many people in here eat smoothies? How many people in here like broccoli or don't like broccoli? But what if your broccoli was put into the blender with bananas and strawberries? You might not even taste it. And then you will like it. Guess what? You just made another text-to-world connection. The words on the page is connecting with your life and is helping you understand the story and remember the story. Oh, the sticky notes? The sticky notes are to help me to remember what to ask you so that you can understand. Yes. Well, it's not cheating. It's just helping. It's not a test. Okay. That's when ECE made the most extraordinary observation of all. Science isn't just about asking questions. Real scientists have fun finding answers too. The end. Yay. Give it up for ECE. And she loves science. And give it up for yourselves because guess what you found out? You like science too. ECE said science can be fun. And when you ask questions that you want to know, Then you get involved. Then you want to do it. Then you get excited. Then you're being a scientist. And I'm so proud of you. So I want you to know, class, that what we did was a think aloud. And a think aloud is when we read a few pages, then we stop to think about what we read, and I ask you questions. And I use strategies. Say strategies. Strategies are helpers to help you learn what it is that I'm trying to teach you, but it's in a fun way. Yes. Text, to world connections with ECE. Yes, and we will do an assessment. I want you to go to the library, our books in a corner, and you pick a book. And everybody will take a turn with their own book. But you're going to do maybe just 2 or 3 pages, and everybody will take a turn. So you can do your think aloud. You're going to come to the author's seat, and I'm going to go to your seat, and you're going to teach the teacher a lesson. Oh, yes, you never had the chance to do that before. Well, the time is now. You all did such a great job. And when you get home, think about some questions that you want to know. Not nothing boring. How do roller coasters go so fast? Why are video games so much fun? How are video games created? Where did Roblox come from, and how was it created? Find out. And when you want to know why, and you find out how, by reading, by experimenting, by trying different things to find out, you're doing the work of a scientist. And I'm so proud of you. Thank you.